All right, friends, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is now 3:31 in the morning, and we have got ourselves a big update in regards to the storm threat that we have for this afternoon. We are tracking it closely for you, a live look as we start moving around our cameras, kind of transferring over into different locations of the city. This one being the plaza right now. Let me switch on over and show you kind of a stinger of what we're going to be talking about. Yeah, we are talking a first warn weather day. That's what we're discussing as we move forward into this evening. That'll be coming up here in the next about 15 hours or so. But we wanted to get on our social media platforms. We wanted to live stream for you to give you the very latest information as it came down to the KCTV 5 studios and the First Warn 5 Weather Center. We now have enough energy to kind of redevelop an opportunity for severe weather. It's becoming more significant, and it's allowing us to see more of an enhanced risk of severe storm activity. I want to bring up our forecast, our future forecast kind of modeling for you. This is just going to show you the high resolution model, and literally because it is so early in the morning, you're not going to be seeing all of the data because it's literally coming in every hour for us. We're getting a little bit more information. So let me switch this over and show you what we're talking about. Popping this up for you. So as you can tell, we've got our radar system here. This is the future forecast model. Let me push this into the day side. As we move forward in time, we're still looking at a lovely afternoon, but it does amplify wind. We can see gusts up to about 30 miles per hour this afternoon. Then all of a sudden, as we move on into the evening hours around 6 to 7 p.m., you can see these strong cells that develop very close to the city metro itself. We do track it for St. Joe. We have it for Olathe and Ottawa out there. This is just one of our forecast models, but you can see how bright these colors get. Notice the white that we get here. That's around the St. Joe area. That is significant. That's what we're talking about when we talk about cloud heights, maybe even breaking the cap, if you will, when we're talking about that kind of intensity and coloration that shows us that we've got significant rain, the potential for significant wind and lightning out of it. And this does look to produce an opportunity for large size hail. We're also getting new updates about the opportunity for tornado development and wind gusts at 70 miles per hour or larger when it comes down to it. So we are now officially under more of a significant thunderstorm risk. I'm going to bring up our severe prediction model data. It's going to be wrong, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's showing you Wednesday's forecast. I need to go and update this for you for it to indicate Tuesday's forecast. So I'm going to actually go in here right now. We're doing this all live for you. I've got it on day 2. We're going to go to day 1. Day 1 is us. So I'm going to pop that in, and there we are with the new enhanced risk of severe weather activity. That is our actual Tuesday forecast that we're monitoring. Like I said, friends, this literally just came down about 20 minutes ago. I just got on the horn with our chief meteorologist, Luke Doris, to confirm this new data and the energy to the atmosphere. And we have decided that we are going to go with a first warn weather day today because of this new information to the atmosphere. So exactly what has changed for us? Well, let's talk about that. So what has changed is we've seen a lot more instability take over for us. And what has aided in that is seeing the new information for temperature variance as we move forward into the afternoon. Now, we were already calling for daytime highs to make it into the 80s. That's been a significant opportunity for us. What we haven't seen with that warm air lift is an ample amount of moisture content. We were seeing a sufficient amount of moisture providing us an opportunity for some severe storm activity, but now there seems to be more of an aggressive amplification of that moisture content. With that, we mix it into the atmosphere, and we've seen a new significant change in instability to the atmosphere and the addition of increased available energy of the atmosphere. Yesterday, we were calling for values of around 1,500 to 1,700 for us. That's joules per kilogram. That's basically the energy, the potential energy within the atmosphere to produce storm activity, which was sufficient enough for severe weather out there. Not a whole lot in regards to maybe tornado development, but we could definitely see 50, 60 mile an hour winds and maybe quarter-size hail out of that. Hence why we gave you the first warn and a slight risk for severe storm activity. What has changed now with those values is that we've increased from 1,500 to 2,500. That's significant severe storm development for us when we're talking about that much available energy, or at least potential energy, to the atmosphere. So a huge change in that instability and the available energy, providing us now an increase, of course, to this now enhanced risk of severe storm activity. That's what we have for the northern side of the metro. That's Wyandotte on the Kansas side. We've got Leavenworth. We've got Platte. Moving to the Missouri side, we do have Clay County a part of that. And then obviously we do have Johnson County there as well that we're monitoring. So that's where we have that enhanced risk. I'm going to go back now. I'm actually going to save this because this is going to be literally going into my morning weathercast as we get into the morning show itself. I'm going to then exit out of that and then go back over to where we have our radar system, our high resolution radar, and I'm actually going to manipulate it a little bit for you because I just showed you the high res. This is a 24-hour forecast track, and this one is literally updating as we speak because we didn't get all the information. Look at that. So now it goes out till 8 o'clock at night. It was only going out till 6 p.m. So we're literally getting brand new information as we're talking right here at 3:38 in the morning. This is how early some of this information comes down for us. So you're getting this literally as we get it here at KCTV 5. This is brand new information with a new info from the atmosphere. We put this into the algorithm, and now it's providing us a forecast model here. So now we're looking very close to the actual metro. Obviously, St. Joe coming through around mid-evening tonight. Looks like amped up by about, let's call it between 5 and 7 p.m. that we get this line that comes through. I'm going to switch this off, and I'm going to go to a completely different model run for us. I'm going to go to that IBM model run. And this one says, well, by 8 p.m. it could be past the actual metro itself. So let me back it up and go to about 7 p.m., maybe 6:45, 6:30. So yeah, between the hours of 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. is a good open window that we're starting to really see the significant thunderstorm activity. But even in this model run, look at those dark colors. This particular model doesn't really go to those pinks often, but you see that very quickly between Lawrence and Olathe. Let me back this up again. See that quick blurb right there between Lawrence and Olathe? Let me back it up again. There it goes again. That quick little blip. That's a pink coloration. That tends to never really pop up a lot when it comes up to this particular forecast model run. So this is picking up a significant threat for severe weather. Now, what we're getting from the Severe Prediction Center itself, from the National Weather Service, what we're getting from them is that, yes, there is an opportunity for isolated tornadoes. That necessarily has not changed dramatically for us. We have now increased it to about a 5% chance. We were under a 2% yesterday, so we did increase that threat, but we're still not at that 10% and that 10% significant threat that we saw from last weekend. So still not as significant for tornado development compared to this past weekend. But what has seen a big change is a significant threat for dangerous wind above 60 miles an hour. And now we're talking about large size hail, the size of about a hen egg or greater, is looking more and more pertinent in some of those storm cells. So when we're talking about, those magentas or those whites that come back, and we saw that in the high resolution model closer to maybe around St. Joe for this evening, that's where we could see that large size hail. So we wanted to get on, we wanted to first warn you. That's what First Warn 5 weather is all about here, friends. As meteorologists, we want to make sure that you get the latest information as soon as possible with us deciphering it first so you get the right information. And that's what's going down right now as we move forward in time through this morning. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to go on quickly and see if I can maybe talk to a couple of people here on our Facebook. I know we've got about 100 people checking us out, and by all means, you know, this is going to live on social media for a little bit of time here. Obviously, it's going to be in the early morning. We're going to try to get another update around 7 o'clock in the morning for you. I'm going to do my best. I actually have a school visit I have to go to, and I have to leave here by about 8 o'clock in the morning to meet those kiddos. And then return back to the studios. But we're going to try to get one done for you right after the morning newscast. But what I'm getting at is if you are watching us right now, send this off to your friends and family. Let them know that this is brand new information that we're getting literally at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we wanted to let you know about it first. That's what it's all about, giving you that information as we get into, you know, this kind of severe storm season. If we do see significant changes, like literally what we saw this morning, we want you to know about it ASAP, so you can actually get ready for it, right? So please send this off to your friends and family. That being said, Joy says maybe it'll do the Tonganoxie split for the KC metro areas. That is plausible, and we're actually seeing that in a couple of our models here, that we're seeing that kind of split as it gets closer and closer to the metro. You got to understand that there's a lot that's happening when we're talking about a high dense populated area. We're also kind of remanipulating the topography as well, because we've got high buildings, we've got skyscrapers. That definitely breaks down wind for us, which would break down kind of an inflow for a thunderstorm. And because we break down the inflow, it's not getting as much energy, so it may not be as severe, i.e. we tend to not see a whole lot of tornado development happen around the actual city itself. Do we have it on the outskirts of the city? Have we seen it maybe around northern Platte County? Absolutely. But that's far enough away from the metro itself that, you know, we don't have that kind of skyscraper situation, or the topography kind of messing with us in that kind of situation. It's the same thing with temperature variance as well. It's the same thing with even moisture content. Because of the temperature that we have, it tends to be a bit warmer here around the metro overall, because there's more concrete, there's more buildings, there's more people, and that can definitely alter any kind of a storm pattern for us as well. So yeah, Tonganoxie split situation, it's a little true. It's a little true. Hopefully we will see that kind of a split here, and we'll see less aggressive storm activity, but I still want you to be preparing for it. I want you to prepare for those gusts at 50 to 70 miles an hour. I want you to prepare for large size hail and that opportunity for an isolated spin up or two. I don't want to rule that out for us. Okay, that is still plausible when it comes down to even into our metro kind of counties. So want you to be prepared for it all the way around. Expected for severe weather in Gardner. Yes, we do absolutely expect some severe storm activity within the Gardner area. This is going to be a line of storm activity that moves from basically the northwest and stretches all the way down towards Oklahoma. So we're going to get a big line that kind of comes in from the northwest and swoops down in more of an east-southeast kind of way, kind of swinging through the viewing areas we move forward into the evening time frame. This seems to be more of an evening situation with the new data that we've got in this morning. We're talking anywhere between about 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. I've been talking about this yesterday, that we should all really be prepared by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when we really should be paying very close attention, already have our plans in place and ready for the storm activity. So by 4 p.m., that's when you really want to be ready for that storm threat out there just overall. Ottawa, that's a great question. Ottawa, well, you can see it actually in our forecast model. Let me switch this over. I mean, there it is. There's Ottawa right there around Interstate 35, right? And, well, just south, well, I think they're south, north of, It's right there around Interstate 35. You're around the interstate itself, but you can see how we've got kind of that pink coloration to the map on this one, and this is more of a conservative model in regards to bringing in such intensity. So when we see pink colors that pop up on this particular forecast model, that's definitely something that's going to be a bit more significant for us. Let me switch this over. I'm going to go to the high resolution model, which tends to be our meat and potatoes for severe weather season here in the Midwest. It does a really good job in forecasting for us. So we're going to move this forward. This is 7 p.m. Let's see what happens around maybe 8 o'clock at night now. And yeah, I mean, there we go. Franklin County, around Ottawa, Lawrence area, southern Douglas County, and then moving up towards St. Joe. That's where we're seeing some very significant storm cells here. That can do some pretty heavy damage. But obviously, this could head on over towards Olathe, right, and getting closer to around our southern metro. I still don't want to rule out maybe those storm cells up around St. Joe shifting a little bit more further south, maybe closer to around the KCI area or that northern side of the loop where it meets up with Interstate 29. So we'll have to continue to monitor this for you as it comes through. This is not the end-all be-all forecast for you, but it does give you a rough idea of what you can anticipate. So, yeah, some strong storm cells that'll be popping on in. I'm going to try to do one more question before I have to let you go. I literally have not even put numbers on paper right now for our forecast overall because I saw this new information. I started making phone calls, having discussions with our producers, so I haven't even gotten the show ready for you in regards to it. But we're going to be doing a lot of talking of severe weather today. We're going to go red because it is going to be a first warned weather day. Okay, what's the SPC looking like? Same thing? Yes. The SPC is looking the same way, Joy. Let me go ahead and pop that up for you and show you the SPC. I'm going to exit out. Do I want to save the changes? Yes, I do want to save the changes. I'm going to move out of that. And I did add an SPC for you. And there we go. So this is it. This is a little bit different compared to where we're seeing some of those powerful storm activity, right? So we're talking about Franklin County, for example, around Ottawa. We do have an enhanced risk around Ottawa and Franklin County, but notice that it's only on the northern side of the county itself. It's really more for Douglas. It moves on over towards St. Joe, Maryville. So most of these severe storms that we are kind of looking at in our forecast data is lining up with where we have that enhanced risk. Notice, though, that we still have a slight risk for Garnett, moving over towards Lacine and over towards Paola, Olathe. You're a part of that as well. These are still prone to areas that we can get into significant thunderstorm activity. Remember that the slight risk zone doesn't mean that we're going to see less intense storm activity. We could still see just as aggressive storm activity in the enhanced risk as the slight risk area. But within the slight risk area for development, it's a little less aggressive compared to where we have development in the enhanced risk area, right? We could still shift those powerful storms out of the enhanced risk into even portions of that slight risk zone and still have hail the size of hen eggs or maybe those gusts at 60 or 70 miles an hour. So it's definitely something that we're going to be tracking all day long for you. Like I said, friends, we will have new updates for you. We're going to get that for you. But I wanted to get on as soon as possible to give you this information. This came down the line at 3 o'clock in the morning for me. I got on the phone with our chief meteorologist, Luke Doris. We had a conversation about the new values. We're going to go first warned weather day today. That's going to be kind of our code red. You're going to see all of our banners kind of switch over to that red saying, hey, we need to be on alert. This is a warning day that we're getting into new changes that could put your life in danger when we're talking about these powerful thunderstorms out there. So we want to make sure that you are going to be safe, that you've got enough time to kind of organize yourself for those strong storms, and the timing of those strong storms, get your family organized for it, and that way you have that plan in place and you are going to be safe out there. So that's what this is all about. That's what First Warn 5 weather is all about. That's what KCTV 5 is all about. All right, friends, I'm going to let you go. I will be giving you more information on this around mid this morning. I'm going to try to get back on here to give you those details. But please, if you can, share this information with your friends and family. Let them know that, hey, we got some changes. And First Warn 5 meteorologist Greg Ben was up there giving it to you at 3 o'clock in the morning. All right, loves and hugs. We'll see you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 4:30 in the morning on our actual TV show that we've got here, our newscast. So switch on the TV, and always you can get our app. It is free and it is well worth its while. It's got a live radar system. We will also stream on our app, just like we're doing right now. So if the lights go out when you're in a thunderstorm, you can go straight to your mobile device and you can still watch us as we continue to track the storm activity out there. So it is worth its weight in gold. I will give you more information coming up here at 4:30 in the morning. We'll see you then, friends.